Before connecting the hoses, it's very important that the tractor is stopped and the engine is turned off. We need to release the pressure in the controls in the hydraulics by moving the lever. Otherwise, we may cause a problem and we're at a pinch point. If the machine moved, we're in here, we could become jammed in there. So please avoid this. The machine is driven by the remotes on the tractor, and we need to bleed the oil before we hook it together. So what I normally do, there's a little bit on the end of the controller. We need to relieve the pressure by pushing it in, and then we push it into the correct receptacle. The hoses need to be hooked up so that the detent position of the control valve is in a known position, and we suggest marking the hoses with a limb tie to tell us which way they go round. If you run the spreader in reverse, it will not work properly. It needs to have the pressure side one side and the return side on the other. The tractor needs to be fitted with a detent for the hydraulics, so when we push the lever into gear, it locks in. We don't need to be holding our hand on the lever while we're operating the machine. Pulling the detent out will stop the spreader completely. This is a fall down position of the spreader. It's designed this way so they can get through the deep ruts. Okay, the optimal height for operating the machine is usually as high as possible, but not high enough to run into the bells. That seems to be the limiting factor. If you're in a paddock with very deep rills, we can pull it all the way to the top. We can even put a adjustable top link and turn the machine in a vertical fashion to get the outputs higher. What we want is the fertiliser coming out of these chutes and falling out and then down in a parabolic curve. Okay, after the spreader is full of fertiliser, we need to cover it up to stop the bells and stuff going into the spreader. We have a simple cover which goes over the back and clicks on the bracket. While operating in the paddock, it's important you watch where you're going. If you look behind you too often, you might run into something. We need to keep a close eye on it, and we need to set the speed according to the terrain. So if you have a bumpy road, please don't be speeding at 10 kilometres an hour. If you're going to operate on a hill, I would strongly recommend getting the fertiliser down to at least half a tonne, because the extra weight on the machine could unbalance on a hill and we could have an accident. So you need to be wary of not only the hills, but actually the slipperiness of the ground.